Let's hear the madness of Ye.
On Earth, Kanye West, who now wishes to be known as Ye. What we've been watching here is obviously a manic episode from a person who has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I've been saying this since the very beginning. Several things can be true at once. One, Ye West, Kanye West, he is a Jew hater. Pretty obviously, there is no way to avoid that conclusion. The stuff that he's been ranting and raving over the past several weeks demonstrates that he doesn't just...
Man, suddenly it's a manic episode, but when he was... I'm sorry, when he was fucking repeating literally Candace Owens' propaganda, hook, line, and sinker about George Floyd and the BLM protests and whatnot, you were saying he had so much mental clarity and that people were saying that he was crazy because he had so much mental clarity. I remember that. I covered it when he said it. That's weird. He said, and I quote verbatim, Ben Shapiro said, Kanye West was saner than most in Hollywood. Huh. Funny how that works, dude. Yeah, when he's anti-black, talking about abortion, saying like, you know, he's Jesus Christ, his own vessel himself, Ben Shapiro's like, oh God, he's so sane. He's so clear. He's got so much clarity. When he takes it just a little bit, when he cranks the dial a little bit further, Ben Shapiro was like, oh my God, it's crazy. He's out of his mind. He's crazy. He's out of control.
Hate specific Jews. He hates the Jews. The Jews are the problem, according to Kanye West. He has been spewing Der Stürmer, Nazi-esque anti-Semitism for weeks.
Ben Shapiro would never make that distinction for anyone else. Even when Kanye West is like out and about a Nazi, because he's ostensibly on the right, he still goes, he doesn't hate specific Jews. Ben Shapiro has never made that, okay? He's never been like, wow, this person just hates specific Jews. There's no shot, okay? There's no fucking moment in time when this piece of shit has ever turned around and said, well, you know, Ilhan Omar only hates specific Jews, you know, Jews in control of, you know, the Israeli government. Like, that's not a thing that he says, okay? That's bullshit. He's fucking still doing it because Kanye West is ostensibly on the right.
Last night.
And there are a lot of people also on the right, alongside Kanye, around Kanye, who also have the exact same fucking opinions, okay? They have the exact same fucking opinions, and Ben has to fucking, you know, tiptoe around this issue with anti-Semitism on the right because he knows so many of his allies are exactly like Kanye West.
On Alex Jones's show, he made that perfectly clear. So that is true. It is also true that Kanye West is...
Call X, he's crying? Wait, what the fuck's going on? Oh, wait, he is hitting me up. Yo. Oh, I didn't even see it. Hold on. I'll call him right now. I'll actually talk to him about this shit, too, because he's been watching it, right? He's been watching it. Hello? Oh, shit. Hold on. I can't hear you. I got to fucking change my voice because I was playing. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Bro, first of all, 2 p.m.? We can do 2 p.m. We can do 3 p.m. if you want.
3 p.m. a little bit better because I want to get. I have some other clothes I want to get at UPS store, which is right next to the house.
Oh, okay.
Well, not really, but I mean, it's not,
yeah. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, just.
Well, it's not like an hour away. It's a drop off.
Okay. So I tried. I called ahead of time to go to like all the Rodeo Drive places, and every single one of them said no, you can't film there. So so we're gonna do. Don't worry, I'm not gonna leak the fucking stores that we're gonna go to. We have some stores that we can go to though, and you know we'll be fine. We'll still be fine. And I have Cutie Cinderella's thing after. So are you going to that?
I was not invited, so I'm not gonna show up.
You were not invited? There's no fucking way you were not invited.
Okay. Open Discord. Don't say anything. Don't react. I'll say something.
Okay, you're okay.
Okay,
you don't even have to type it. I already am guessing. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. What the fuck were we talking about? So we're gonna go to God damn it. We're gonna go to a couple stores. Sakuno's coming with us, I believe. Okay. They're all gonna come to my place first, and then we'll move from here. If you want, we can link up at the store as well. I can just like
no, I'll go to the house. I don't. Okay. Just DM me or just on Twitter. I forgot it.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay. Also, what do you think about this Kanye shit, dude? You know that the guy that Kanye's like hanging out with is like a straight up fucking Nazi, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, I don't know much about anything. It's just I just feel like it's in this big like rabbit hole of like, oh, like Jesus told me to do this, God told me to do this type shit, and it's almost like you can't get out of it. And I feel like it's
Yeah.
like a
No,
spiral.
he's definitely not mentally well, and I think people around him are like using him and his like good grace that he created from being like a cherished, well-loved recording artist for many, many years, and they're basically using that to like platform their fucking insane agendas, like insane
Yeah.
far-right Nazi agendas.
Well, I also just feel like overall, as the big line, the big picture, I think it's why I want to get I want to watch a little bit, not because it's like politics, just because it's a rare thing to see a massive public figure who's like a master at their role, who has such a massive influence, right? To see one of these guys act in a way that like is like unstoppable to destroy themselves, like it's like an unstoppable like self-destruction, and that happens so rarely in any fields. To see somebody that big do that, right, and keep doing it like on his own is like it's like insane. No.
Yeah, he's basically he's like a train wreck. Like you can't look away. But what's really interesting about it, from my perspective at least, is like it's literally like a car crash that you can't look away from. But also at the same time, like it's almost informative, because so many of the shows that he's been on were like a lot of right wing people who have like similar opinions, maybe not the exact same opinions, but like similar opinions about like abortion, LGBT issues like that, are trying to consistently tell him like, don't say the Jews thing, don't say the Jews thing. And he's like, especially in this Alex Jones interview, if you watched it, like he just straight up is like, nah, dog, like I'm gonna say it. And he keeps saying it. And it gives the game away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of insane though. I'm wondering when it's gonna like stop or like.
I think this is it.
I feel like there's no recovery after that though. I generally feel like it doesn't matter what he does after that. There's no recovery. I think he's kind of past that point. I think
Bro, he needs to make graduation times 1 million to be able to fucking recover from that. Like, and I don't think he has the sauce for that. Let's be real. I don't even know if he's gonna be able to.
3 unreleased albums, 2 new releases, a fucking master collab or some shit. He's got it all lined up.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen, because like he's so toxic, because like if he was just like kind of right wing, okay, if he was just like kind of right wing, people would be like, oh, ew, that's icky, right? But he's not just kind of right wing. He like gave the game away. He went full blown Nazi shit. So when you do that, most people are not gonna want to fucking align with him, because even the most like Norman person recognizes that that's wrong and fucking gross. Like you could have like some racist dude in Alabama look at that and go, nah, man, that's, I don't fuck with that Nazi shit.
Yeah. It's why I thought I generally thought whenever he was going like more a little bit crazy, but wasn't too crazy, that some people were going to try to like associate and piggyback his influence, or piggyback him, and like glaze him, right, to get a piece of it, right, because it's a big influencer, right. And then they're gonna piggyback, and then some people were kind of piggybacking him a little bit, right? Like Fox News was doing it a little bit, like Tucker or whatever. They were glazing for sure. But now that he's gone so far that like nobody will glaze him, even like the most like crazy people.
I don't know if you knew that, but you know what was fucking so cucked? Tucker Carlson knew that he said some like crazy shit about Jews even in that interview, and he deleted that portion on purpose.
No shot.
Yeah. In the beginning, so it came out the next day or like 2 days later, after Kanye went on Tucker Carlson purposely cut out a part where Kanye was like talking about the Jews, because Tucker Carlson knows you can't say that. If you say that, then people are gonna recognize that you're like a fucking you're like a psycho, which is why they were like it leaked the day after, and but people had not seen it.
It's pretty crazy though. They tried to like he tried to like piggyback ride the whole thing, but since he deleted the thing, then now he's just like cherry picking, which is I think it's kind of it's a little bit odd. But I mean, it is what it is. It's politics. It is the way it goes. But I think I don't know. It's been like Kanye just exploding. I'm just wondering like what's next. I feel like there's always a big explosion at the end. I don't even think this was it. So I'm just kind of sitting back and watching.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that like airing out these kinds of things, like, and openly like bombing all the right-wing talking points by just giving the game away is overall going to fire back in a negative way towards like people who want to like promote it in a nefarious, insidious, like secret way. You know what I mean? Because the most successful propagandists are people like Tucker Carlson, who, you know, might have a lot of ideas that are very similar to you know, the quiet parts of what Kanye is saying. But the moment that you say the quiet part out loud, it's like most people will go, oh, no, fuck that. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your thing. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah. I'm trying to do some RP thing for like 30 minutes at most, an hour. I'll probably get my clothes at the spot. See what they look like. Then go to your place. I should be there by like 2:30.
All right. Peace, dude.
All right, I'll see you there. All right, peace out.
Bye. Can you have any sympathy for I wonder if he were to get help, he could explain he's being targeted and preyed upon by alt-right talking heads. It's sad, and I think his pain and trauma is misdirected. No, I do. I think that he is being abso-fucking-lutely used, like I said, like a glove, okay? Like a flesh puppet, okay? He is being used by those guys. But also at the same time, like, at a certain point, you have to recognize that Kanye West is a motherfucking adult. Okay, an adult with like his own autonomy, an adult with you know, his own opinions. Like, he's been radicalized. He's been radicalized and is now, you know, saying insane shit. But he's been doing this for a while. Anyway, most of these fascists are unresolved trauma manifests. The problem is they're still building fascism, so they must be opposed anyway. That's not to say empathy is unimportant, just needs context. Yeah. You overestimate how smart adults are? No, I don't. Like, I know for a fact that most adults in this chat don't recognize that at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And they also don't recognize that if they no longer want to see those ads, all they need to do is subscribe, which they could do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Right? By connecting their Amazon Prime accounts to their Twitch accounts. Most adults in the chat also don't recognize that they could just get gifted a sub if they're lucky. You know what I mean? Yeah, 3 minutes at the top of the hour, 1 minute in the middle of the hour. Those are the new rules. Cooftown, thank you for the 5. Get the subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Yeah. It's always funny because, like, I've been talking about this again for a month, and there's always like new people that come in and they're like, what? Emily Platt, thank you for the 5. Get the subs. Do you think this is a further win for the Normans against psychos like we saw in the midterms? I imagine a lot of people are sickened by seeing this shit.
This is a person with bipolar disorder, and this is a person in the middle of a manic episode because there's no other way to explain his behavior. It's not performance art. It's not some sort of rational argument on behalf of hatred of Jews. He leaves that to Nick Fuentes. And the fact is that Ye West is in the middle of a mental breakdown, and we are watching it on the world's most public stage. It is the most famous person to have a mental breakdown probably since Howard Hughes publicly. And that says something about how our media cover mental breakdowns. It says something about how American society treats madness.
I'm snitching on XCY. What do you say?
Look like it. Then go to your place. I should be there by like 2:30.
All right. Peace, dude.
All right, I'll see you there. All right, peace out.
Okay.
Peace out. He did it again. He did it again. He did it again. He did it again, dude. Up on the call. Yo, yeah, man, what's up, man? Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Oh, yeah. It's time to go. Peace out, bro. Peace out, bro. Peace out. What the fuck is that, dude?
Wait, what did I do? What did I do? Wait, do I have like a thing? Do I change my voice? Because it's always awkward to say goodbye. I think that's what it is. I'm awkward. You say bye quietly. I think that's what it is. He jokes about how you go quiet saying goodbye. I didn't even realize that, but I think it's like because it's awkward. It's always awkward to say goodbye. I can never say goodbye. So I'm like, all right, bye. You know? Goodbye, my friend. You know, that's what I should be doing. I notice whenever you have guests, you always usually just end it by saying, all right. Yes, I'm a very social person, but I still have my flaws, okay? I still have my fucking weaknesses.
Dude.
That's it.
Dude.
Just say bye, good talk, bye, nice seeing you. Ooh, those are good.
We seem to treat really outlying insanity as a form of rationality, and meanwhile, we treat kind of borderline normal behavior as mental.
What is this? Betelgeuse, worked on your PFP a little bit? What are you guys doing? Don't have conversations in the chat like that. I see everything. Why do you think you're going to be able to have a private convo in front of 37,000 people, and especially me, when I'm literally fucking sniping chat, dude?
Mentally ill. So we tend to overdiagnose, for example, depression, anxiety, ADHD, right? Things that are sort of on the borderline of normalcy. We tend to overprescribe for those things. Those things exist. Some people need prescription medication for that, but we tend to overprescribe that. And we wildly underserve people who have serious mental disorders, ranging from bipolar disorder to schizophrenia. And we treat that as though it is normal behavior.
Stop saying you won't snipe this, you won't see this. I see all of it, and I just don't respond to it because it's not unique or entertaining.
While being mad, while being disturbed, does not relieve you of responsibility for your Jew hatred. It does suggest that we ought to take the pronouncements of Ye West with a certain lack of seriousness, because this is a person in the middle of an episode. You know, there's no other way to play it. And honestly, I can despise what he is saying, because what he is saying is evil. And I can also recognize that this is a person who needs treatment, not a camera. This person needs treatment, not a set of lights in his face. And there are a lot of people out there who are making a lot of money off of Ye by putting him in front of a camera. There are a lot of people who are cynically utilizing this person's mental breakdown in order to facilitate their own career. And here I'm thinking,
that's so funny. He's just like, he's just mad that like he got to do it for a little bit with Candace Owens, but then like, you know, it quickly fell apart. It quickly like devolved into something way worse. And he's just mad that like that thing that's way worse is like open anti-Semitism instead of like ambiguous anti-Semitism that he could just like hand wave away.
Specifically of Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos. There are a bunch of people around Ye who could be attempting to get him the treatment he obviously needs. And I'm not here to pathologize people's insane thoughts or evil thoughts. Again, he's sitting across from Nick Fuentes, who routinely engages in evil thoughts. Okay, but Nick Fuentes is not an insane person. Nick Fuentes is not having a mental breakdown. He just thinks evil things. Ye West, after his display over the past week particularly, whatever you thought of him before, whether you thought that he was just an erratic personality who had decided to spew anti-Semitism, or whether you thought that he was perfectly rational, it is obvious over the course of the past several weeks that this is not the case and has not been the case for a while.
People are going to joke about Kanye. People are going to blame his mental health, but the truth is he's normalizing Nazism. Wait, what? Interest over time? Hitler? What? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, this is just... What the fuck? It's just Google Trends from like a couple days, man. Like... It just doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean that people are like agreeing with Hitler, okay? Most people know who the fuck Hitler is. I still don't.
Ranging from his tweet storm in which he talked about Chris Paul stooping his wife, to his defense of Balenciaga, to the actual appearance on Alex Jones. So we'll start this in order. The only reason I'm playing these clips is because it's important for people to recognize, because I'm seeing a lot of people who are denying that what we are seeing from Ye here is actual mental illness. It is mental illness. Hey, this is disturbed behavior. Any doctor will tell you that this is disturbed behavior. First of all, I know psychologists who have spoken with Ye. He is obviously disturbed. But you don't have to be a doctor to know this. This is a disturbed human being. And you can see it last night. When you are on a set with Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, and those are the two rational guys in the room trying to pull you back from the brink, looking embarrassed.
Just an aside, notice how Ben will respect Kanye West by referring to him as Ye, but will move mountains to go out of his way to misgender a trans person? Yes. Because Kanye West anti-Semitism aside, or anti-Semitism included, is ostensibly on the right. Ben respects someone who is on the right and will offer them charitability, will offer them, adequate care, will fucking turn around and respect their, new name or whatever. That will not happen for a trans person.
By you standing for Hitler. At that point, you have to start wondering, is there a problem? I mean, your first indicator that there's a problem is when you stride into Alex Jones's studio. First of all, that in and of itself, not great. You stride into Alex Jones's studio wearing what appears to be an oversized baggy jacket and a full face covering black mask. When I say a mask, I don't mean like just face. It covers his entire head. He looks like he's about to go rob a bank, except you can't even see his eyes. Ye West. I mean, he's literally there with what looks like a black sock over his head. Apparently, it's a Balenciaga sock over his head, as we'll discuss in a moment. He actually defended Balenciaga yesterday. So for all those people on the right who are saying, well, he's a good Christian who's just defending our honor. First of all, if this is your Christian lineup, right? If this is the best Western Christendom has to offer, is Ye last night, Alex Jones, and Nick Fuentes, Western Christendom is in serious, serious trouble. But this guy.
Oh, interesting. Wait, why? Ben, there's no way you're that oblivious to your fucking flock, dog. There's no shot. It is classic. Why are all these homosexuals sucking my cock everywhere I go? They have their dicks out and I keep sucking them. Okay? Why? Why is this happening to me? It's like, why is my entire audience and my entire fan base saying that this is good Christendom? I wonder why.
Yesterday was defending the company that put out pedophilic ads.
So, same for you, Hasan. You shill. Transgender is not procreation. It's heterophobic rhetoric. Shapiro is Jewish, so obviously what he will say, Shapiro is Jewish. Same for you, Hasan. You shill. What? Same for me. What is he? What is?
So there are a lot of problems. So he walks
Take your meds!
And he sits down looking like this. For folks, again, who cannot see, he is sitting on the far left-hand side of the screen, and he is wearing a very oversized baggy jacket, and he is wearing a full-on black sock over his head. You cannot see his eyes, you cannot see his face, you cannot see anything about him except what looks like it's like an eraser head. And then you've got Alex Jones in the middle, and then you have Nick Fuentes on the end wearing some sort of blue hoodie sweatshirt. Okay, so here is here's Alex Jones with Ye West yesterday.
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're.
I fucking hate that clip, dude. It is so raw. It is so fucked up. It's like, it's hard to hear. Wait, why? Clip it and send it to me. Why is it hard to hear? Some people keep saying there's an echo, but I don't know, why. I don't understand that at all. It sounds perfectly fine to me. The clip is actually from American History X. It's a neo-Nazi curb stomping a black person. Slight echo every now and then. Is the other mic on? No, it's because the audio is loud and it's picking it up from my mic.
What we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good. And I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Especially Hitler. Okay, now, coming out of a person who is not wearing a face covering mask and who is not about to launch, sitting next to a copy of the Holy Bible, by the way, he's speaking just as Jesus would here, Ye West. Coming from a just normal anti-Semite, and there are some other people on the screen you could choose from, you would say that this
desktop audio is already on mono, by the way. So it's already forcibly mono. So that's not even what's going on. I just checked it.
is just pure rote anti-Semitism. But as I say, I don't think this is just pure rote.
No, putting it on mono is better, because if I don't put it on mono, then it. Why am I having this conversation? Okay, no, no.
Disgusting, craven anti-Semitism. It is, but I don't think that's the limit of it. As you can see, Alex Jones gets more and more uncomfortable here, and there is a certain perverse hilarity to the fact that Alex Jones is the moderate on the panel, and Alex Jones is suddenly Larry King here. But here's Alex Jones again trying to walk Ye West back from the Hitler support, the open Hitler support, and Ye just jumping in with both feet.
I like.
He's not even just shocked by it, okay? He is purposefully trying to deflect away from it. There is a deliberate reason. There is a specific purpose for what Alex Jones is doing in that moment. What he's trying to do is make sure that, like, Kanye West is not revealing the game, okay? He's not giving up the game, because when everybody fucking understands that Kanye West, like, loves Hitler and loves Nazis, then they can't use him to continue dog whistling and promoting his ideas to a larger audience. Okay? That's the issue. They want to be able to extend their exploitation of Kanye West's platform. And once you fucking give the game away, once you refuse to do dog whistles and you just go fucking full-blown Nazi, most people are not going to listen and hear you out. At the most, you're going to hear people that hear what you're saying, and they're going to feel bad for you because they're like, oh, he's obviously mentally ill. Okay? That's it. That's it. And you've lost your capacity to be a loyal soldier for the far right. Has anyone pointed out how all these conservatives are respecting Kanye's name change and calling him Ye, but whenever a trans person tells them to respect their pronouns, they have a brain aneurysm? Yes. This is going to end up with a synagogue shooting, and we're all going to have to do the same song and dance and ask, how did this happen? Oh, 100%. Like, I hate to say it, but yes, that is probably what's going to happen. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, how could it get so far? How do we just fucking, platform these kinds of dangerous ideas? And it's like, yeah, we did do that. Everybody did that. Okay. Everyone on the right, from Tucker Carlson, who cut like the parts where Kanye was talking about Jews or whatever, all the way down to fucking Alex Jones trying to defend his like Nazi ideology by basically saying, yo, you just mean like you like their suits, right? You like the Hugo Boss. It's like, no, it's not it.
Like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not.
He's saying he likes Hitler because of the tools he introduced that the entire world still uses to this day. He's not saying he loves Hitler because of the Holocaust and other stuff, right? No, man, he's just saying he likes Hitler, okay? He did not invent any of those tools. What are you, fucking stupid? I mean, at this point, I'm going to try to be as charitable as possible and say, either you are literally a Nazi who is like deliberately being obtuse, okay? Oh, he's a guy that's basic biology. Oh, there it is. Well, don't like rap equals racist. I wonder why this guy is being obtuse here. Imagine wishing for another January 6th law. Bro, what a great take. Remember, guys vote illegally. How is it mentally healthy? Aren't trans children extraordinarily likely to commit suicide compared to other children? Yes, being bullied is a factor, but given the massive difference, it can only be one explanation. Yeah, I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is, dude. Said he has black friends, so he's not racist at 10/11/2022. I have black friends. I am not racist. I bet every day is very confusing for you, and it will always be because you are without purpose. Mwah. It's true. Yeah, I don't think this person is genuinely confused. Yeah, you know who else has a black friend? Nick fucking Fuentes, dog. Who once said that a white woman having sex with a black person is like a white woman having sex with a dog. So, you know, I don't think you can use the I have a black friend defense in any respect, but certainly not currently, you know?
The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
What about that one? Is that a justifiable one, you guys think?
Not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. I do not.
And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
Bro, he hit the bingo, dude. That's it. It's a wrap. Like, there is nothing more you can say. The fact that people are still trying to fucking turn around and make something else out of this.
I don't like Hitler.
Look at how excited Nick Fuentes is. That fucking grimy, disgusting little gremlin. He's like,
I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking.
Look at him.
I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
Fuentes has that kind of ironic posture towards everything. In like 3 months, he'll be talking to all his epic Groper dipshit fans about how he played Ye like a fiddle. Oh, 100%. 100%. And he did, though. Like, he actually did. That's the sad reality is like he is successfully currently using a formerly beloved recording artist, fashion designer. He's actively currently doing that.
Unbelievable.
This does not absolve Kanye. This does not take away autonomy from Kanye West. Kanye West is very much this narcissistic psycho, okay? Kanye West is a narcissistic psychopath who is paranoid, caused by his bipolar disorder, okay? That put him in a vulnerable state a long time ago, and ever since then, the far right has been actively working, using that vulnerable state, using that narcissism, using his tendency to push away any naysayers in his fucking circle, and infiltrating it, and making him, turning him into a puppet, basically.
Unbelievable. Except that he's mad. Except there's a person in the middle of a mental break. And I say that, again, advisedly, because I'm not here to pathologize.
Do you think it's morbid to think he'll eventually realize he's lost everything and kiss himself? No. I think an infinitely more likely scenario is that someone okay. Trigger warning. We're talking about mental illness and suicide and things like that, okay? No. What is significantly more likely to happen with someone who is this manic is that in a manic episode, and it's not usually in a depressive episode where people, as far as I know, who suffer from bipolar actually end up kissing themselves. It's usually in a manic episode where oh shit, it's effing. I'm effing. What the fuck? Minor F. Little baby F. What is happening? What the fuck? Oh, God. Okay, it's back. I'm back. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, the more likely thing is that in a manic episode, people who are delusional, who are going through a manic episode, will think will think that they are godlike or have like godly powers, like the power of flight or something, and then just like jump out of a fucking window. Okay? Like, if you crank it up to its fucking highest degree, and if you constantly have people who are literally building on top of it, building on top of your delusions, feeding into your mania over and over and over again, in some cases, the delusions of grandeur will end up putting the person in a compromising situation where they literally fucking end up dying. As someone who's diagnosed bipolar, is actually facts. You can't feel like a god and can't be hurt. Yeah. But from what I understand, like I said, it's usually not in a depressive state where bipolar people have cause harm to themselves. It's usually in the manic state. Gatekeeping? What? How long before Mossad pays Ye a visit? You're a fucking idiot if you think that Mossad is gonna pay Kanye West a visit, dude. What do you think? Mossad works for the ADL or something? What are you, fucking stupid? No, they're too busy like murdering Iranian journalists and fucking nuclear scientists and shit on their vacation to like go and work on Kanye West. Like, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, how long until Mossad pays a visit to Kanye West? Yeah, totally, dude. That's what Mossad is going to be doing.
People's evil. In fact, I prefer for people to take responsibility for their evil. This person is in the middle of a mental breakdown, and it's not
like if prominent Israeli far right figureheads or the intelligence apparatus, okay, of the state of Israel cared about fucking murdering anti-Semites, okay, they wouldn't be aligning themselves with very prominent anti-Semites globally as a part of the global fascist movement, which, people like Bibi Netanyahu see working in their fucking favor. The more people are worried about anti-Semitism in their home territory, the more people are going to want to defend Israel and want to go to Israel. So they don't have an issue with that in the short term, and they certainly don't have an issue with that on the long term, okay? Like, Netanyahu's literally fucking homies with Viktor Orban. You know what I mean? Come on. Come on now. Come on now.
Not just from that clip or from his garb. It is from this clip. I mean, where he actively starts, he took out the prime minister of Israel, is a person named Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, Bibi Netanyahu, as he is called, Ye brought to the studio a small Met and a bottle of Yoo-hoo. And I'm not kidding you, like the chocolate milk, Yoo-hoo. And he started trotting them around the table while doing the supposed voice of Benjamin Netanyahu, who he accused of attempting to kill him. This is mad behavior. This is mentally disturbed behavior. This is not something, if you saw a person on the street doing this, you would understand this is a mentally disturbed person. If you saw this in the halls of a mental hospital, you would understand this is a mentally disturbed person. You put him on TV, and suddenly we're supposed to treat it like celebrity behavior. We're supposed to treat every behavior by a celebrity as celebrity behavior, up until the point when they actually do something terrible to themselves. I mean, honestly, that's my great fear here for Ye West, is that if he is in the middle of a manic episode, the depression on the other side of the mania very often is coincident with the level of the mania. So if the mania is really high, the depression is really low. So I mean, I would not be surprised, God forbid, something should happen, that Ye should do something to himself, given his behavior. I mean, again, my grandfather was schizophrenic. I know what serious mental illness looks like. This is serious mental illness, and we are watching it. And people are treating it for a variety of reasons as though it is not mentally ill behavior. You have some people on the left treating it as though it's not mentally ill behavior so that they can link Ye West's despicable views on Jews with Donald Trump, and then Donald Trump by proxy to the entire Republican Party. You have some people in the media who are treating it not that way because they wish to make money off the ratings. I feel bad even talking about this a little bit at this point, given the fact that this is a disturbed individual. But again, I keep saying he's a disturbed individual because I want people to understand, number one, that the words he is saying make no sense. And that's not an insult. They don't make any sense. They are nonsensical. And I also would love for people to understand who are defending Ye West that when you defend a person who's in the middle of a mental episode, you are not doing them any good. You are not adding value to the world. You're doing something quite cruel. And here's Ye West going mad on air. I mean, there's no other way to put this.
The ADL had a meeting 2 weeks ago and said, Alex Jones is an agent of evil. He should be taken off the air. He's the devil because he doesn't want you to take 4 shots. And I'm like, what are you doing calling me anti-Semitic? I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
Adam, I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us. Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
This is wild. I mean, this is even Alex Jones on the air was calling this crazy, and Ye was like, who are you calling crazy? And Alex Jones like, the whole world is crazy. The whole world's crazy. But what he really means is you are crazy. When Alex Jones is calling you crazy, obviously there is a problem. I mean, even Alex Jones throughout the interview, again, the rich irony.
I don't know if this is a good enough way to fucking summarize my thoughts on the free speech debate, by the way. The free speech conversation is not a serious one. It has legal limitations and vibe-based limits, like when someone openly claims they love Hitler. Nazis also don't believe in free speech. They just want to sucker people into allowing them a seat at the table until they get power. Okay? Never forget, the idea that, like, Nazis believe in free speech is complete fucking nonsense, okay? They not only do not care about free speech, they also want to murder people. They want to ethnically cleanse people. They want to forcibly remove people from they want to forcibly remove people from the country, okay? So just remember that. As far as the vibe-based limits goes, like when Tucker Carlson's producer, when Tucker Carlson's producer was outed as a fucking Nazi, he was fired immediately. One of Tucker Carlson's main writers had like an account on these Nazi forums where he was talking about like how I would never go to a brown doctor. You know what I mean? Brown doctors are not as smart as like white doctors or whatever the fuck, right? Like all sorts of like crazy fucking racist white supremacist nonsense. Yeah, and he was immediately fired. Why did nobody make a big stink about Blake Neff being fired from the Tucker Carlson broadcast? Why? You don't even remember that. Why did Tucker Carlson fire his outed Nazi writer-producer? And here it is, by the way. This is a very informative. This is a very informative conversation. I have used this exact video multiple times throughout my career. Here's Richard Spencer talking to some fucking random Nazi, I suppose, about not believing in free speech. Here it is. Here, they'll tell you.
I mean, yes, I think in the short term we would
on free speech.
Also, rest in power, Michael Brooks.
But as far as government regulation, I mean, yes, I think in the short term we would favor government regulation of speech, but long term, are we even pro free speech?
No, of course not. But we have to use this platform in order.
So we're being radically honest here.
Yes, yeah. Radically pragmatic. Yes. Yeah.
One interesting angle on this was that...
radically pragmatic, because they're giving the game away. It's just like, I shouldn't even get to this. You should know this by now. Okay? But yes, they only claim to care about free speech so that they can get a fucking seat at the table, so they don't get pushed aside, so that like the vibes-based limit on free speech doesn't kick in and get people removed from the fucking table when these horny fucking weirdos cannot stop themselves from giving the goddamn game away, okay? Here's an example of this right now, okay? Look, Kanye's current enablers now taking issue with Elon Musk. Nothing Ye has said in the past or today could be reasonably or even liberally interpreted as incitement to violence. That is obviously just an excuse for Twitter to bow to high-pressure activist groups, Jewish, which happens to be exactly how Twitter censorship accelerated in 2017. Milo says, Ye's suspension for posting 2 interlocking historical symbols was outrageous, a 5-alarm warning against artistic expression on Twitter, and of course, nothing to do with incitement to violence. These guys do not fucking care. Nothing that they are saying is even remotely relevant to this conversation. They just want to extend it. They want to keep talking. They want to keep talking about Nazi shit in public. That's it. There is no interest in artistic expression or anything like that, especially because people are allowed to have artistic expression. People are allowed to still, show Nazis. You can have Wolfenstein, an entire game full of Nazis, as a matter of fact. That's artistic expression. They're just being murdered in it, okay? What is this? This symbol originally is from a cult called Realism. Here's a picture of them recruiting in Japan. Ye is a total clown. Wait, really? I didn't even know this. Goddamn. Okay. Okay, Michael from PA. Okay, Michael from Pennsylvania. Well, sus. He knows too much about this. What the hell? It's a UFO cult. Love that. Anyway, transparency is supposed to reassure your users that rules are fairly applied and consistently. In Twitter's case, it is revealing Musk's ad hoc, mercurial decision-making, capricious dictatorships with the gall to advertise their arbitrariness are just as maddening as opaque bureaucracies, worse even. Okay, shut up, nerd. I'm sorry. Not related, but have you ever gotten desensitized to politics? Like, I feel like you've covered so much shit and for so long, too. I respect you. Not related. But you ever gotten desensitized to politics? No. I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, let's continue. Musk's regime is worse for the canceled because when vague selective applied rules are replaced by one's whimsy, where there's no space for speculation and hope, without hope, the oppressed... Shut the fuck up. God, he's so wordy. He's just like loves jerking himself off so much. He just can't just fucking... he just can't arrive at like a point without being incredibly wordy with it.
The irony of this is that Alex Jones has finally been embarrassed by another human being. He is an embarrassing human being all on his own, and he was embarrassed by another human being here, being Ye. And you can actually see it on camera. Here's a little bit of that.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into like, he's like a super killer and I could die for saying this. So in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
Don't worry, brother. You're not a 14-year-old Palestinian kid, so you're not getting murdered by the IDF or anyone.
I'm glad you guys are here, and we can sit here and upset. All I'm telling you is, do you guys realize that the British government created Hitler, and the Milner Group put him in power, and there's something much more sophisticated? And I personally think that most Jews are great people, and I understand there's a Jewish mafia, and they're used to demonize anybody that promotes freedom, but I don't blame Jews in general.
He should be doing a Pennsylvania accent. He should be doing a Philly accent when he talks about Netanyahu.
Alex Jones trying to.
I will never get over the fact that Philadelphia gave us Bibi Netanyahu, okay? Sorry, I'm just not going to get over that. Major L for Israel, okay? L in the name, Israel, okay? You had a guy from Philly fucking run the country for like 30 years. Oh, my God.
Trying to walk back Jew hatred there. I know the Jews made, and then the British created Hitler, but most Jews are, I mean, like Alex Jones trying to play the moderate. Man. Okay, so, again, Ye West is in the, I keep saying it over and over because I think that there are too many people out there who are pretending that it is not the case for a variety of reasons. Yesterday, Ye West tweeted out before being banned from Twitter, which we'll discuss in a moment, quote, I stand by Balenciaga and denounce all witch hunts. And I cancel
Oh,
culture.
now he's on the attack. He's like, look, Kanye West is clearly unwell because of the Hitler stuff, but also he's defending Balenciaga.
Jesus is king. Ending trafficking doesn't start or end with a fashion campaign, for Christ's sake. And then he tweeted again, featuring a picture of himself. Never turn our backs. Demna and the Balenciaga family for life. Cancel culture. Jesus, please heal. So this person who is apparently standing against the anti-Christians out there is tweeting in favor of Balenciaga, which, as we discussed earlier this week, put out a full ad campaign with children carrying bears.
I don't get it. If Kanye's right-wing, why is he defending Balenciaga, which is clearly a socialist leftist institution?
Wearing bondage gear.
So strange.
Does this seem like calibrated behavior to you?
New Brunswick, Andy, like as if I don't know. As if I don't know. I am woefully unqualified to run anything, okay? Yeah, exactly. My point. You're proving my point. New Brunswick is disgusting, okay? It's in New Jersey, after all. Shut the fuck up.
Is this calibrated behavior? I think not. This does raise some rather large-scale questions about the treatment of actual disturbed behavior in American society. There's been a long-time problem in American society with being able to label normal behavior and abnormal behavior. What you're seeing here is obviously abnormal, disturbed behavior. But American society, I think this is symptomatic of something greater. The fact that people have a tough time with this one, with labeling it, with actually recognizing what this is a symptom of a culture that, as I said earlier, really goes far too light on serious mental illness in terms of attempting to treat it and find it and do something about it, and goes way too heavy on milder forms of depression, anxiety, and things that are actually treatable, but are not medicated, don't always need medication. And we both undertreat mental illness and we overtreat mental illness. We both overlabel and we underlabel.
I assume he owns a sizable percentage of Balenciaga. Fuck no. No, he just likes Demna. And he probably likes the clothes, you know? That's it.
Some of this goes back all the way to the 1960s. There was
It's not that
famous
deep.
psychologist named Thomas Zaz who wrote a book back in the 1960s called The Myth of Mental Illness, in which he basically suggested that mental illness was itself a myth. And it was all a form of sort of neurodiversity. And when you saw someone with schizophrenia, it wasn't somebody who had a serious condition who needed help. That was just another form of people acting in the world. And here's what Thomas Zaz talked about in terms of mental illness. And this is sort of a seminal point in how we treat mental illness in this country and how we see mental illness in this country. And this has some pretty widespread ramifications because this is not just about Ye. There are two major issues on the table. One is the anti-Semitism and the growing anti-Semitism in American society that unfortunately has been spreading on nearly all sides. Because forget about Ye being mad. There are literally millions of people who agree with Ye and look at what he said and think, maybe there's something there. That's a problem we have to discuss. But then there's a second problem, and that is that we are a society that is gradually growing more and more disturbed. We're seeing more and more disturbed behavior from vast majorities of people suggesting that they are members of a sex that is not their own, to people who are delusionally violent, to the streets being taken over in places like Los Angeles by people.
It's a bit unrelated. Alex Jones mentioned in passing the far-right myth that the British are responsible for the Nazis, who were just the natural response to the Versailles Treaty. It's not the natural response to the Versailles Treaty, but, yes, Germany did overextend, and they got their shit fucking pushed in, which definitely created a rampant, where there was so much economic volatility. It's not the British's fault, though. That's crazy. The British weren't secretly like, hey, you should literally invade France, okay? But of course, instability, economic volatility, a major scar on the heroic mythos that you're trying to build as your fatherland. All of that created an environment. That was ripe for fascism to thrive. That paired up with the momentum and the growth of left-wing movements, trade unionists, socialists, and communists gaining prominence in that unstable environment, led all of the business owners who wanted to maintain their profit margins to side with a mechanism of control, because fascism is a promise of control in times of instability. Okay? And a lot of capital owners, a lot of business owners, a lot of the capital owning class saw what was going on and recognized, and this is like really reductive, this is like super simplistic, but there was a bunch of PTSD-ridden men with military experience, lots of meth too. It was a perfect storm for a countrywide death cult. Yes, 100%. But I'm talking about like other structural issues on top of that. That's one of the many different components. Okay, and this is a complex subject matter to discuss, but I'm trying to give you like the short and sweet overarching summary of it. But basically, when there's a lot of economic instability, okay, when you have a nation that has been scarred, okay, and you also throughout that rampant inflation, economic crises that the people are experiencing, you see movements on the left gaining prominence, communist movements, trade unionist movements, and the capital owners are faced with two options. Like you either have to cave to the demands, the reasonable demands of labor, or you need to break their backs. You need to ensure that they are squashed. You need to make sure that any kind of labor momentum is cut, okay? And of course, the people that were willing and able to cut that labor momentum were the fascists, the historic enemy of communists, okay? Ironically, though, Hitler seized power by technically constitutional means. The majority of voters never voted for him. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. That stuff is, the cabal made Hitler theory is solely based on the fact that every leadership royal member involved was a cousin of some kind, completely ignores all structure and economic issues in the region after the war. Yeah. Fascism is a defense mechanism for the capitalist system in crisis. Yes. Another defense mechanism for the capitalist system, which is consistently in crisis, is a consequence of the inherent contradictions built into it, is the welfare state, is like the extension of said capitalist state by offering just a little bit. Neoliberal control is yet another mechanism. And that is what we're under currently. That is what the post-World War II world looks like. That's especially what the post-Cold War world looks like. Okay?
People who actually have drug abuse or mental illness problems. We're a society that has, because we are so radically...
I'm tired of your far left authorization propaganda. Yeah. I'm doing far left, what did Aiden Ross say? Fascism? Far left fascism, ultra authorization.
Individually autonomous.
Fascist.
We've basically decided that all forms of behavior are not mentally disturbed behavior. There's no such thing as mentally disturbed behavior. That's a serious problem. That is not a society that takes normality or decency seriously. And it's something we have to discuss on a broader level. Here, going back to the 1960s, is Thomas Oz talking about his view of the mental illness industry, essentially.
I look upon the mental health profession today as a gigantic apparatus of molestation.
What the fuck is he doing, bro? I don't care about any of this. This is not unique. This is not interesting. Get back to the fucking heart of the conversation. Oh my God. He's just like literally like Kanye is mentally ill. Kanye is mentally ill. Here's what's going on. Here's what's like the societal problems with Kanye's mental illness and the way that we treat mental illness and the way that we analyze mental illness. It's like, yeah, we got it, bro. Not even doing a fun way, a fun deflection.
That crosses streams sometimes with the white supremacist sort of a horseshoe theory here. But you see, that sort of conspiratorial.
Why hasn't he just said Kanye West is a fucking Nazi? Like, I don't understand. Does he think that he can, like, there's still salvation for him yet? That he can, like, lower the dog whistles back? You know what I mean? Put the dog whistles back. Put the toothpaste back in the tube. Is that what he thinks?
Jews have the power anti-Semitism from the Rashida Tlaib.
Also, I didn't even hear what he was basically saying, but it does seem a lot, what he's talking about with respect to like hyper-medicalizing or over-medicalizing and like or medicalizing mental illness is dare I say, yet another instance where a right-winger is name-dropping, without name-dropping Foucault, because they have to run defense for yet another one in their ranks.
Ilhan Omar wing of the Democratic Party. And then you also have some just old school racial anti-Semitism. The Jews as a race are perverse. The Jews as a race are somehow of tainted.
Yeah, new school anti-Semitism is saying that like Israel as a state is doing horrific crimes against humanity. It's just, yeah, totally.
Blood. And you see that mostly from the white supremacist side of the aisle. You also see this somewhat in the radical Muslim world when they call Jews the sons of pigs and monkeys and all of the rest. The question as to why this is rising right now, because it clearly is rising. In the number of Jews who have been attacked in the United States.
Let me guess. It's because people are attacking Israel. People are saying things about Israel.
On the uptick. By the way, none of this means that Jews have it, quote unquote, bad in America. Jews do not have it bad in America. Jews are extraordinarily fortunate in America. If you look at Jewish history, America is the greatest country in world history for the Jews. America is an exceptionally free place. Jews have been extraordinarily successful in the United States. Jews right now are generally safe in the United States unless you're walking around wearing a yarmulke on the streets of Williamsburg or places in New Jersey.
Wait, what? He just undercut his own argument, dude. What the fuck? He said Jews are extraordinarily safe in America unless you're in a Jewish neighborhood wearing a yarmulke, like a neighborhood where Jewish people exist and wearing a yarmulke, in which case they're not safe. So which one is it then? Are they safe? Are they not safe? What the fuck are you talking about? It fucking seems like that's very unsafe if that's what's going on. Yeah. Also, ain't no fucking way he said Williamsburg is the most gentrified area in New York City. Yeah, it's just.
However, the question is not sort of how bad are things on an absolute level for Jews. The question is why the tide is rising in terms of anti-Semitism. And the answer typically is that a confident society, a society that believes in its own moral status, a society that doesn't feel threatened by minority groups that are successful within it, doesn't feel the need to target the Jews. When everything is coming apart at the seams, when madness is roaming free, and we talked about individual madness before in the context of VA, but when we talk about societal madness is a fragmented social psychology in which we can't agree on basic values at all. We don't share the same set of fact patterns. We don't share the same news. We don't share the same basic ideas of what reality constitutes. We don't share the same moral system. When that happens, as society tends to tear apart, as the social fabric is strained, and as those threads start to stretch.
Bro, this is so boring. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. I can't do this. Tucker Carlson is not Nick Fuentes. Why is he running defense for Tucker Carlson?
Is that Republicans are worse at it than they are. And a key component of this is finding people to tie Republicans to who Republicans don't actually like very much. This became easier the other day when the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, had Nick Fuentes over for dinner. He said it was by accident. We have no reason not to believe that it was by accident. He invited Kanye West to dinner. Ye, who has become a ragingly open anti-Semite. He had West over to dinner, and West brought along with him Nick Fuentes. Well, this opened up an entire line of attack on Republicans, which again is one of the reasons why Republicans
We're going to watch Liver King's apology. Don't worry. We're going to watch it. Primals. We're going to watch Liver King's apology.
might want to consider whether this is the sort of baggage that they wish to carry with them into 2024. At this point,
can we watch the last 15 minutes of the interview?
Wars,
Full
right?
HD length?
So you got
Sure.
some info warriors on both sides of you, and you fought for us. You've been fighting this battle for a long time, Alex, and we just got to salute you.
Gender affirming.
If you don't shut up, I mean, I get why you're pissed.